Namaste everyone, my name is Sushmita and today we're going to go through a yoga asana class that will help you find stillness in the chaos. So whenever you feel ready, I invite you guys just to sit up, maybe in a comfortable cross-legged position or in Vajrasana. Maybe you keep your palms down, keep your palms up. Any way that feels comfortable, tuck the tailbone in and really lengthen through the spine and see if you can roll the shoulder blades back and down, relaxing the forehead and any expression on the face. Just taking a few deep breaths here. Sinking into the present moment. And if it's available to you, maybe you bring your hands into a nice lotus in Padma in front of your chest. Just inviting in this intention for our practice today of finding this stillness. This Padma Mudra represents peace, represents ahimsa, represents love and compassion for yourself and for everyone else. So if you can just take a few moments to breathe deep into the heart space. Just really inviting in this intention for the practice. Like a lotus that remains still and centered amidst the chaos, amidst the mud. Remain in your essence as you continue to breathe here. As you breathe in, just watch the chest fill up, and as you breathe out, allow the shoulder blades to sink and relax, letting go of any tension in the whole body. One more time as you take a deep breath in, fill up the lungs, fill up the upper chest. Hold there for a second and really contain any emotion, any thought that comes up in that retention. Drop your chin to your chest. And as you exhale, just let it go. Maybe you have to sigh, maybe you have to take a laugh, anything that feels like you need to get that emotion outside your body. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, collapse the rib cage and sink into the space, step into the present moment and give yourself to this practice. Slowly release the hands down and you can come down. Just lie on your back with your knees up, laying comfortably, and just try and pick up one foot and mindfully place the feet closer to your hips. Try and adjust the shoulders to really relax and sink into the mat even further. One more time, let's lift up the foot and mindfully place it even closer. And the other one. And observe the pelvis. Is there a way you can orient the pelvis? Just so it completely relaxes and sinks into the mat. As you observe the rise and fall of the breath in the chest. You can bring your hands onto your belly. And you guessed it, we're just going to take some deep breaths here. As if you are catching the breath with the palms. Just really see if you can invite in this intention. Ahimsa. Non-harming towards yourself, towards the planet, and towards other creatures. And then readjust your physical body to see if you can rest into this pose or rest into this intention even deeper. Anytime your mind wanders during the practice, you can come back to your home base, your breath. And whenever you feel ready, you can just extend that left leg long, flex the feet towards you, and then we're going to just get the right knee in towards the chest and maybe grab at the knee. And without pulling or yanking, I'm just going to try and get the knee towards the chest. Remember to really lengthen through that left thigh, remaining completely relaxed in the face. And keep breathing here. Maybe you turn the toes one way, just giving it a nice ankle rotation as you relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth and find that stillness within yourself. Through the movement, you're just going to take that right knee over to the left side and give your body a nice side twist. You can cactus your arms or bring them out. And really relax into the pose here. Deep detoxifying twists help to calm the mind, relax the nervous system. And keep sending the breath to the lower parts of the lungs with deep inhalations and exhalations. Beautiful. One more deep breath in here, guys. And on the exhale, we're just going to take the right foot back and notice and observe if your pelvis is coming off. And again, reorient your pelvis and extend that right leg up without bending the knee too much. You can maybe bend and flex a few times. And the trick here to really getting that hamstring stretch is to focus on the part just above the knee. So I want you guys to really generously bend the knee. And as you kick, try and kick through the heel instead of the toes. Yes, that's it. Let's go one more time. Just kicking through the heel, engaging the part just above the knee. And stay here. Remember not to neglect that left foot. And notice and observe if you can stay here and breathe and soften a bit more. Keep breathing and keep kicking through the heel. And now take your attention to your shoulders. See if you're crunching or holding any tension. And relax the back of the neck, allowing the blood flow to release completely. And then we're just going to take the leg over until wherever feels comfortable. And from here, I want you guys just to kick that knee back in and release back to the floor. We're just going to repeat this on the other side. So observe the left and right sides before we go in. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Maybe you irrigate the body with sound. Let it go. Flexing that right foot, just getting the left knee in towards the chest. Maybe you grab, and without pulling or yanking, release control. Finding stillness in the chaos is all about releasing control and remaining adaptable. So stay here and breathe, deep belly breaths. And soften the corners of the eyes. Soften the forehead. Maybe you take a few ankle rotations, one way and the other way. And whenever you feel ready, we're just going to take it over to the other side. So the left knee comes over to the right side and your right hand goes out. So if this doesn't feel available to you, you can just find a nice side twist, keeping the hand on the belly and breathing deep here. Don't forget that right foot. Keep flexing through the right foot and creating space between that left knee and the left shoulder. So it's like I'm pulling them in two diagonally opposite directions. And I'm creating this space through deep belly breaths. One more deep breath in. And on the next exhale, let's bring that left foot back into the chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. And then slowly just kick that left leg up towards the ceiling. Once again, reorient the body to make sure that your pelvis is nice and grounded. And you can bend and flex that foot a couple of times. And kick through the heel, engage that part just above the knee, giving it a nice hamstring stretch. And observe. If your feet starts to shake, that's completely normal. Stay with the tremor. Animals in the wild used to tremor a lot just to get rid of all that emotion and all that agitation that they would get as soon as they were being chased by a tiger, for instance. Only human beings have lost this ability to tremor and release emotion. So let's stay in the discomfort. Keep kicking through the heel. Keep breathing through the belly. And keep softening and letting go a little bit more in the shoulders. And then when you feel ready, we can slowly lower that left leg down. And release. Open out the hands, open out the feet. And just lie here for a second, breathing here. Observe the mind. And observe what you're telling yourself. Where is your breath? And with all the love and compassion for yourself, we're going to flip over now, just like a dosa or a pancake, to come onto our bellies. So I want you guys just to bend one knee and then flip it over. As you slowly come up, push through the hands and get your wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. Draw your navel in, core set your ribs. And you're going to push through your middle finger and your thumb, creating a really strong base. And maybe you need to make some small adjustments. But we're going to take a few cat-cows here, warming up the spine. So again, really allowing the breath to initiate the movement here. Finding this yoga, this union between the mind, the body and the breath. As you inhale, lift your head up and send your chest through. And as you exhale, push the floor away, round and curl. Get your chin towards your chest. One more time, micro movements, just feeling each of the movements in the body. Try and drop the lower belly down, lift the head up. And as you exhale, one breath, one movement, push the floor away, round and curl. Excellent. Now we're just going to go for a few rounds in any way that feels organic to you. So just find a sense of play. Maybe you move to one side, the other side. Just finding new ranges of motion that the body is not used to. Keeping this intention of just warming up the spine and being very intentional with the breath. You can speed it up or slow it down. But remember to take the variation and smile. Excellent. Slowly coming back. What we're going to do now is I'm going to just kick that right leg up behind me. And if this feels like too much, we just stay here. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, let's get the left hand up and reach. Draw the navel in and push through the right palm. Reach a little bit more. Excellent. Curl and round. We're going to get the elbow towards the knee and push the mat away. Exhale, extend. One more time. Curl and round. Really finding any feeling, any emotion. Contain it. Acknowledge it. Feel it. And then let it go. Completely releasing it. One more time. Curl and round. And then on the exhale, release and let it go. Cool. Bring your left hand down. Bring your right knee down. And just observe. Is there a way you can sort of just maybe roll out the wrists? Give your hands a little bit of a break. Maybe roll out the other wrist. And whenever you feel ready, you can maybe even turn both the wrists towards you, pushing your body weight forward and backward onto these wrists. Is really good, but remember not to get the heel of the wrists up, okay? So we want to keep the heel of the wrists on the mat and move the body weight forward and backward to warm up the wrists. When you feel done, turn both the palms facing front and lift and extend that left leg really nice and long. Get the right arm up and reach. Find your focus, find your spot. Breathe. And on the next exhale, let's curl and round. Strong arms, strong through the core. And extend. That's one. We're going to go for 5 of these. So go at your own pace. You don't have to follow me. Listen to your own rhythm. Let the breath initiate the movement. And keep going. And the last time, curl and round, really feel it. And let it go. Coming back, we're just going to hover the knee. So I want you guys to tuck your toes in and really push through the palm and lift just the knees up. So I'm not collapsing down and lifting the knees up. I'm being firm through my shoulder girdle. And what I'm doing is I'm just lifting. So when I lift, I'm really drawing the navel in, pushing the body weight forward and stay. 4, 5. 5, 4, 4. 3, 2, and 1. Let's send the hips up into your turbo dog. Really reaching the hips back. Maybe you walk one foot down, walk the other foot down. This is the first downward dog of the day. So I want you guys to really allow yourself to be bad. Allow yourself to make a bad downward dog. Just breathing here. Connect back to your breath until you can say, okay, this is it. I've found my downward dog. This is as much as I can go for today. And then you send your breath through the spine, finding the state of the asana, finding the stillness in motion. Try and create some space and try and draw the navel in and try and breathe into the back of your heart. Keep staying. And then slowly we're going to make micro steps up to the top of the mat, really observing if you can go as slow as possible. And then extend here. When you make it to the front, I want you guys to just grab opposite elbows and release the top of the head down. Breathing here. Try and send your body weight just to your toes a little bit more. And try and allow the blood to rush to your head. You should start to feel the stretch here. And then bend the knees generously. Get your hands behind you, interlock your fingers. And we're just going to bend and straighten a couple of times here with your hands interlaced behind. So bend the knees generously, look ahead of you. And then drop the head down, trying to get the head towards the shins. One more time, guys. Try and look ahead of you, bend the knees generously. And then exhale, draw the navel in and send the head down towards the shin. Beautiful. One last time, bend, breathing, and extend, letting go. And then slowly you make your way up to a standing position, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's all about the stacking action. Let's try and stack the hips just over the ankles, and the torso remains nice and long. Breathing here. Regulate the breath. Even breath, samavritti breath. We're going to take a small neck stretch now. So I request you guys to just bring your left arm out in front of you, bring it behind you, and we're just going to grab the right elbow, right above the elbow, opening out the shoulder blades, plug it back and down, and keep the head nice and long. So if we've been sitting at a desk all day, this is a really useful stretch. So as you stand tall, and you're keeping this action of pulling, I want you guys to just take the head over to the opposite side. Release the head and breathe, firmly rooted through the feet. And then slowly drop your head down, chin towards your chest. How are you feeling? And then slowly back to the center. And release. We're just going to switch the cross of the arms. I'm going to bring my right arm this time over and grab my left hand just above the elbow, firmly rooted through the feet. Really as if I'm ripping the mat in two different parts, okay? Only if I try and rip the mat apart, am I creating this action to engage both the lower and the upper body. So again, almost as if someone was pulling you up from the top of your head. Let's keep the spine nice and long. And take the head over to the right side, giving the neck a nice stretch. Stay here and breathe. And then slowly drop the chin towards the chest and soften and release. Keep breathing. Head comes back to the center. Release the arms. Release. Maybe you shake out the hands, shake out the feet. Give yourself a small break. We're going to go into our sun salutations now. We're going to do a sun salutation A and a sun salutation B. If you guys are familiar with it, you can go at your own pace. But if not, I'm going to guide you through it entirely, so don't worry. So we're just going to bring the hands to the chest. For a second, just regulating the breath. And with the inhale, Ekam, just lift the hands up, look past the thumbs. We're going to create a small back bend. And as you exhale, really bring the hands through, folding forward, releasing the top of the head. Inhale up to a halfway lift. We're creating a small back bend within this forward bend. And then on the exhale, we're going to step back straight into your plank. Strong plank. Push the mat away. Try and shift your body weight a little bit forward. Strong through the shoulder girdle. Maybe you go through Chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. And then maybe a baby cobra. Try and pull the mat without making too much of a back bend. We're just going to make a mini cobra here. Remember to roll out the shoulder blades, look up, and then tuck the toes. We're going to lift back into our downward dog, shorten your stance, and release and breathe here, guys. One more time, finding that state of the asana, the stillness in the motion, and observing the chaos, all the thoughts in the mind, and trying to find just your breath. Slowly look between the palms. We're going to either step, jump or float to the front of the mat, yogi's choice. Making a small halfway lift. Exhaling to fold all the way, surrender. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, Samastitihi. We're going to flow into round 2. Ekam, inhale, lift the arms up. Dve, exhale, fold it forward. Trini, inhale, halfway lift. And then maybe we start to jump back into our Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha, maybe you get your knees up and open up your shoulder blades. And exhale back into your downward facing dog. If this feels too intense for you, you can always rest in child's pose, releasing the top of your head down and relaxing your forehead here. So feel free to take any variation that you guys prefer. But breathing here. In your downward dog, I want you guys to see if you can just create some space by rolling the shoulder blades away from the ears. Broaden across the chest and send the hips back towards the back wall a little bit more. Stay here and breathe. For 3, 2, and 1. Look between your palms. Bend the knees generously. In either step, float or walk to the top of the mat. And fold it forward. Up to a halfway lift. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach up, look up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Keeping this momentum, we're going to go into Sun Salutation. B. Ekam, inhale, lift the arms up. Dve, exhale, folding it forward. Trini, halfway lift. Chatwari, strong through your Chaturanga, lower down. Clean the slate. Bhujangasana, or upward facing, roll out the shoulder blades. Exhale it back into your downward dog or go through your child's pose. So I want you guys just to turn out the left foot to a 45-degree angle and lightly, efficiently step the right foot forward between the palms. Look ahead of you. Without collapsing the hands, we're going to lift the arms up into your warrior 1. Arms like swords sink low. Let the right knee track in the direction of the right foot. But before we start to think of the upper body, I want you guys to be really firm through your lower body. So really strong through the outer edge of that left foot. Don't collapse the knee. Once you find your way here, let's then extend the arms up and reach up, look up. And stay here and breathe for 3, for 2. And last one, we're going to windmill the hands down, frame the front foot. Take that back leg. We're just going to get it onto your toes. And then we're going to step back into your plank. Lower down Chaturanga, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And stay here and breathe just for a second. Observe the left and right sides. Observe the mind. Beautiful. Now just step the right foot 45, left foot gently, efficiently. Don't step just yet. Nice. And then coming up, we're going to lift the arms up, reach up, look up. Maybe you bring the hands together today. If that doesn't feel good, we're going to think about just the hips. So the hips, I want you guys to think of really small like cameras in your hips. And you're going to try and orient your hips towards one side. So as I track my left knee in the direction of my left foot, I'm going to make sure that my right foot is nice and firmly rooted before I do this. Once I make this strong foundation, like in any building, then I become flexible on top and I reach my hands up. Sink a little bit lower, guys, and stay for 3 or 2. Last one. Slowly fold over that front leg, frame the front foot, back foot goes in, and straight through your Chaturanga, clean the slip. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now breathe here. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, draw your navel in, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, look between your palms, exhale, and then we're going to step, jump, float, yogi's choice, halfway lift. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, we're going to sink into your chair, arms up, look up. And stay here and breathe. So now from your chair, I want you guys just to lift up. So your heels come up and your hips sink low. Stay here and breathe. 4, 5. 4, reach, 3, 2, and 1. Fold over that front leg. Exhale, let it go. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhaling one more time, we're going to step or float back straight through our Chaturanga. Now in your Chaturanga, I want you guys just to lift your right leg up. Stay here and breathe. 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left side. Left leg goes up. Breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, let's go straight into our downward dog. Breathing in your downward dog. Just keep breathing. Maybe you make a sound, irrigate the body, find your stillness. As you slowly extend just the right foot up into your three-legged dog, you can come up onto your left toes and then step it through. So you're going to bring your knee in and bring your left foot down onto the mat. Tuck the toe and lift the arms up into your Kapiyasana, Anjaneyasana. Lift it up. Wherever feels comfortable here, guys. You don't have to go all the way. Let's make sure that maybe your neck is nice and long, your hands are nice and long, and you're sinking into your hips. Beautiful. Keep staying. Keep breathing. Maybe you bring your hands down, giving it a nice heart opening here. Inviting in that intention of ahimsa, of self-love, acceptance. And then slowly you're going to just frame that front foot and tuck the back toe. You're going to walk the feet a little bit closer. We're going to go into a pyramid pose. Make sure that your hips are nice and square, just folding forward Release the top of your head down. If this is not available to you, you can use 2 blocks, or you can come onto your fingertips and just remain with your head neutral, looking ahead of you. Keep squaring the hips and keep lengthening through the spine. Beautiful. And on the next exhale, we're just going to bend the front leg and step the back leg to meet the front. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale up to a halfway lift, creating that micro back bend in the forward bend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. And then we're going to swan dive, fold forward. One more time, guys, on the left side. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And maybe you jump, maybe you step straight into your plank. This time we start with the left side. Left foot comes up and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right side, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back straight into your downward dog. Remaining here in your downward dog, finding your stillness. Maybe you walk the palms a little bit closer, reorienting yourself. Focus on your breath. And whenever you feel ready, let's just lift that left leg up into your 3-legged dog, coming up onto your right toes. And then bend the knee, really curling the upper back, creating enough space. Step it through, right knee comes down. Both the arms reach up. Anjaneyasana. So each time you're just going to try and sink your hips a little bit lower, creating more space in the front leg. And the back leg can even go even further back. So you create more space. Take the arms up. We're going to bring it low. I'm sweating. I don't know about you guys. Take it low. One more time. Last time. Beautiful. Frame that front foot. And then we're going to tuck the back leg, maybe even shortening the stance a little bit. And forward fold into your pyramid. Breathe and release. Now guys, I really want you to invite in the intention of surrender. Surrender does not mean there's no effort. You're putting in all the effort. You're reorienting your hips. You're making sure your hamstrings are stretched. And you're balancing your inhale and your exhale. But you're still letting go with your hands, with your face, with your shoulder blades. Like 2 wings of a bird. Effort and surrender. Let's bend that front leg and step the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, reach up with the arms, look past the thumbs. And on the next exhale, we're just going to make the feet a little bit apart so you guys can really feel this sort of grounding. And we're just going to sink low, sink low, sink low, sink low until your hips touch the floor and you just bring your legs up. So we're going to go into a boat pose just here. So I want you guys, maybe you bring your heels up and you lift your torso, bring your hands in front. I know you need a pedicure, but let's keep going. This is half boat. If you want to challenge yourself, you bring your feet up. Remember to breathe. 3, 2, 1, release. Release and just give your body a nice big hug. We're going to do some spinal curls here. Curl and round. Inhale up. Curl and round. Inhale up. Curl and round. Last time, inhale up. And on the next exhale, we're going to basically just come on and sit onto your toes. By this, what I mean is we're going to try and send the heels to be right underneath the bum and the hands back in your Padma. Keeping the mudra in front of your chest, keeping your gaze ahead and fixed, and just stay here and breathe. If you want to make the challenge even further, you can bring one leg up and cross it over. But for today, just finding this stillness amidst the chaos, finding your breath and anchoring to the sensations in your feet, in your heels. Lengthen through the torso and breathe. Re-engage. Last 2 breaths. And on the next exhale, you can just drop the knees down and then even untuck the toes so your toes are nice and straight. We're going to go into an easy heart opener. I'm going to give you a few variations. So it's called the Camel Pose or Ushtrasana. So what we're going to do as a warm-up exercise is bring the hands just behind, underneath your, like at your lower back, and you're going to push the hips forward, send the head back, and release, come back. Okay, go much slower than that if you're new to this. Just really slowly try to get the elbows to squeeze back and drop the head down and release. So with all back bending, I usually use a method for flexibility that first asks you to, in any back bend, use the eyes. Okay, keep going, keep pushing the hips forward and backward, but listening to the instruction. So what I want you guys to do is really draw the navel in first, okay? So the navel drawing in allows you to have full control of the core. As soon as you have full control of the core, I want you guys to use your eyes, and your eyes are what really keep you in this state of I'm not scared, I don't have this fear, and I'm just going to track with my eyes as much as feels comfortable while sending the hips in front. So step 1, just drawing a line with the eyes, remaining firmly rooted and drawing the navel in. And then slowly come back up. Maybe we try this together. You can keep your hands even on your hips if that feels good. The other trick I like to use in my classes is I like to grab the opposite elbows. Now when you grab the opposite elbows, it gives you this sort of harness. So I'm not so much afraid as I am of falling back, falling back, falling back. Draw that line with your eyes and come up. And if that's enough for today, you can send your hands in front and go back into child's pose and rest. Deep belly breaths. For those of us who are not faint-hearted, let's come back, grab the opposite elbows. Maybe you get the elbows away from the body and just send it low, draw that line with your eyes. Release the top of your head down, and maybe one hand, maybe the other hand, and stay here. Breathing deep. Notice that I can still speak while I'm doing this, which means that I'm still breathing deep. I'm creating space in my upper back, and I'm using my hands as levers. Slowly release, coming up, and sitting down. You can go into your child's pose. Extend the arms in front and release the top of the head down into the mat. Try and find one spot on your forehead, just descend and release all that tension into. Beautiful. Maybe you move your forehead up and down. Breathing deep. Maybe you extend, sending the hips back even further towards the heels and sending your arms out a little bit in front of you. Cool. Now what we're going to do is slowly lift back up from your child's pose. If that felt too intense for you guys, you can still remain in your child's pose while we go on to just our forward fold. So we're going to extend the legs out in front. Keep that length through the lower back. Extend the feet. Maybe you shake out the feet a little bit. Stand tall. Breathing deep. Deep breaths into the lower back. We did a nice heart opening. Roll out the shoulder blades. And whenever you feel ready, let's stretch the arms up ahead of us. And on the next exhale, I want you guys just to reach forward just as much as feels comfortable. Now, I'm not going beyond my comfort zone. I'm trying to find stillness well within my comfort zone. So if my comfort zone is somewhere there and I'm starting to strain, I want to find Sthira Sukhamasana, an ease inside the effort, a stillness within the chaos. So back off a little bit and breathe for 3, for 2, and last one. You can maybe grab the toes if that's available to you. If not, we can just keep the hands open by the sides of the feet and drop the head down. Now, if you are grabbing your toes, I want you guys to lengthen up a little bit, create space. And on the next exhale, draw the navel in, flex through the feet, creating that space, and then surrender. Beautiful. Visualize the breath all the way from the heels, through the calves, up the knees, into the thighs. And when it gets to your hips, let's see if you can draw the navel a bit more in, and then send the breath from your lower back to your middle back to your upper back, and out through your hands, release the top of your head down. Slowly release. On the next exhale, coming up. And then we're just going to bring the legs a little bit forward. Maybe you bring the hands a little bit forward. We're going to lie down. And we're going to take the feet up into the sky. So bend the knees and send the hips up. So guys, I want you to keep in mind that your hips are going to be firmly rooted and your heels are going to be sent up to the ceiling. It's okay if they're getting bent and you can't keep them perfectly straight, but just keep that intention of getting the lower back to the floor. Keep breathing. You can do this against a wall, or you can do this even against a sofa, just before you go to sleep, and it relaxes the mind. We're just going to stay here and breathe. Irrigate the body with the breath. Stir up the emotion. Stir up the feeling. And when you notice that feeling, observe what's behind the feeling, what's behind the shaking. Is there a story? Is there a memory? Stay with it and watch it fade away. Try and release the back of your neck. Try and release your shoulders. Staying with the discomfort. Finding stillness is all about allowing the body to move, allowing the body to shake until it naturally falls into a meditative state. You guys are doing amazing. Slowly just drop the toes up over the head if that feels comfortable into plow pose. You can maybe even interlock the fingers and walk the feet and breathe. on the next exhale, you can roll back, release the hands. Using your hands as brakes, we're going to really roll vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing the feet back to the center, and then slowly with control, releasing the feet down onto the mat. For the last pose, which is the fish pose, we're going to bring the hands underneath the bum. So I'm just going to keep the palms facing flat and the toes are pointed, and we're just going to lift up a little bit. If this feels comfortable, drop the top of the head down and release. If this doesn't feel comfortable, we just stay here and breathe. Okay, so find your variation. Maybe you drop the head back and stay here, or you go all the way opening up that throat chakra and breathe in deep. 5 deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the top of the head up. Release the hands. Release the feet. And come to lie in your Shavasana. Open the palms out. Open the feet out. And breathe and relax into the pose. Feel the belly rise and fall with each breath. And see if you can really become more heavy into the mat. Watch the lungs expand, expand, expand. Become very comfortably full. And then on the exhale, just letting go, as if you were really sinking into a really comfortable sofa or bed. One more time. Slow, long breath in. Pause on top for a second. Plant that seed of intention. And exhale, let it go completely, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. And find that ahimsa, that love, that compassion for yourself. We're going to take a short breath practice here. We're going to breathe through the belly. Inhale into the belly. Inhale into the chest. Exhale out through the mouth. And keep this rhythm going. Keep it going. At that same rhythm, don't stop. Ten, 9, 8, more powerful breaths. 7, 6, exhaust the lungs, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on the next exhale, release completely and observe the fingertips. Just stop. Witness without air in the lungs You're comfortable. You're still. You're centered. You're balanced. Remembering how it feels in the body, creating this sensory experience of how it feels in the body right here, right now. Take a big breath in. Exhale and let go. One more big breath in. Irrigate the body with sound. Nobody's watching, nobody's judging. Let it go. Last time. Maybe you start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And notice the mind. Bring your attention back to your surroundings as you give your body a nice big stretch. And perhaps you even turn over to one side with your palm facing down and your other arm making a pillow with your hand. Give a message to yourself. As you use yourself to lift yourself back to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Take your time, there's no rush here. But once again, remaining still, firmly rooted. And observe the breath. Without controlling it, without altering it. Just see if you can slow it down consciously. Bringing the hands back into that Padma Mudra in front of the chest. Thanking yourself for showing up to the mat today. And take this ahimsa, this love and compassion, this non-harming attitude to the rest of the world outside the mat. Namaste.